Hey all, it's Lesley, Rosehaven Yarn Shop. It is July 18. It is Thursday. I apologize. I got home on the 16th from Shetland, Scotland, and I was a little zombified yesterday still, but I'm getting there. Lots of sleep. It was amazing. If you go to Shetland, believe them when they say it's cool. Bring mittens, bring a hat, bring a wool sweater or two, and a rain jacket. 100%. It rains off and on. Sorry, I have a cough candy because my throat is still bad and I keep coughing, so I'll try not to jingle it around so I can keep talking. So I bought these when I was in Shetland, knit by somebody local, and they always do this lovely ombre of colors in their Fair Isles. You can even see it on the other side. And they always do their fingerless with little fingers because it is cold out there. I was warm enough because we were always moving, because you were always walking on hills. There are always hills. So yeah, I burned probably a fair amount of calories while I was out there, which is always good. In Shetland, God, it is beautiful, and the people are amazing, and they're just laid back. We had a fantastic time. We got very lucky with the weather. We only had a few misty, soft, rainy days, but not rainy, just like that mist sort of thing. There's a Gaelic word they told us, but of course I can't remember. We went through Shetland, we went over to the Bressy Isle, then we went up to Yell, and we went up to Unst, which is the farthest point north in the UK. So Shetland is at the 60-degree latitude, so it is way up there. The sun didn't set till about 11:15. That's when I saw the street lights come on. And it gets daylight around 3:30 a.m. Sorry, hang on. What an incredible trip. We saw sheep, we saw looms, we saw knitting. I learned how to knit with a knitting belt. They taught a few of us, and I have to say it's kind of cool because it sits on you. This knitting belt has been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. They have representations they have found in sites that date back hundreds of years. So it's not something new, but oddly, it seems to only be in the Shetlands. So these double points are 30 centimeters long. I am trying to do color work, so I'm a little slow, but the idea was you can carry peat on your back, you can knit while you walk, and you can drop it, stir something on the pot, and pick it right up, and you're right where you started. You don't need to check charts and things. We hung out with Hazel Tindall, the world's fastest knitter, and she showed us her speed. It was amazing. She showed us pictures of all her Fair Isles. So on my Instagram, I took loads and loads of pictures, and I tried to load them every day. So definitely go and check those out. We hung out with Janette Budge, and she taught us to use the knitting belt. And a couple of the ladies got so into it, they went out to the couple of stores, because you can't find them in North America. I don't even know if Scotland has them. It's really a Shetland thing. And they got more needles in different sizes, because the class we did were 3 millimeters. So it's a leather belt with little holes. Let me see if I can take it off. And it's filled with horsehair. And as you knit with double points, you have one double point needle that is always rigid, and that sticks into the hole like that. And usually you have a favorite hole, and it's filled with horsehair, and so you sort of just get it so it's at the correct angle, and you knit. 3 needles is probably the fastest, they said. If you can do 4, it slows you down a little bit because you're switching needles more. And it's leather, and it's got a bit of a curve to your hip. You're supposed to crunch it and get it to bend to your hip. It was neat. I might keep playing with it. We'll see. What else did we do? We went to see Gilpin and Sheila, and they showed us their whole book and all the sweaters and things from their Gansey knitting book. Amazing. And this is her really pretty yarn. It's made with Shetland lamb's wool. So I knit on the trip. I knit a little fingerless glove. I got to finish the thumb. It is so soft. This is next to the skin soft, honestly. It's as soft as like a merino from like Malabrigo. It's gorgeous. And the colors, it's got little bits of pink orange in it. So that's their DK. I got a ball of their air, and I know it looks like the same color, but this one has, it's almost plied with orange and pink with the red. Very neat. We also went to see Neil, how do you say it? Neilano. She actually was born in Ontario, lived in Kitchener-Waterloo, and she creates machine net with patterns. So this one was called about like stones on a beach. And this is 100% merino, and see the cool designs? And it is actually 2 full squares like this. And I have to tell you, because I didn't have a wool sweater, lived in this. It's so comfortable, and it just covers up your back, chest with a coat. It was so cozy and warm. I wore this on the plane. This is was fantastic. And see how it's like reverse when you flip it over the little corner. It was great on the plane, on the train, on the buses, anytime. It was just the perfect thing without being a full sweater and getting too hot, because I have a tendency to be too hot, which is why I didn't bring a wool sweater. I picked up for Wool Week that's coming up, 2024, the latest pattern. It's got like rams in it. So, sorry, my fingernails. My nails are scary. I haven't had time to do them yet. So then we went to Jameson and got 12 balls of this. So I got like variegating colors. I sell Spindrift in the store. This is a fingering weight. It's very soft. So I got a whole bunch of those for my little kid friends. This is my oldest child's partner's children. There's twin boys and a baby. So I got the twins, the little sea otters, because oh my God, they're so cute. They had to come home with me. And I got for my Jeep, I got a little Viking duck. I couldn't resist. There's so many Viking ruins out there. It's incredible. And it's really untouched because it's fairly isolated. What else? And I did pick up a whole bunch of art cards because I like getting little gifts for staff and my parents, my mom and stuff. And art cards are great because you're supporting local artists, and there are beautiful art pictures from local artists. And the Highland Coo, as they call it, the Highland Coo. I did not see one in real life. I was looking, they were not there. We did not meet them. Did see a fair number of Shetland ponies though. I even got to pet some more. These are the art cards. I love those. It's a good way to buy actual Scottish, what do you call it? Something from Scotland made by a Scottish person, supporting the Scottish person without buying some souvenir made in China that, you know, says Scotland on it, because it's not. So that's kind of what I did. The trip, yeah, I got loads and loads of pictures. The last day before I came home, I went to 2 of the art galleries in Edinburgh because I was in Edinburgh. The group left Sunday. I actually stayed 2 days because my birthday was Tuesday. So I went on the Outlander tour by bus and saw some of the filming locations. It was neat. Those pictures I just loaded up yesterday, so if you haven't seen them. What else? It was incredible. We had such a good time. And while I was there, I finished a sweater. I did another over easy sweater by Espace Tricot using the Stonewash XL, and this one I made like kind of bracelet length sleeves. So I wore this one more than a few times. I actually finished it in the airport just before we got on the plane. I was binding off sleeves. So it's a good thing. These are cotton and acrylic blend, so they don't stretch the way normal cotton is, and it's super soft and kind of fuzzy, and it actually doesn't look like cotton at all, but not quite as warm as wool. But it kept me comfortable under my my rain jacket, so it was good. Windbreaker, yeah, that was like basically the windbreaker saved me from freezing my buttocks off. We also met with Karie Westermann, who's an amazing designer, and she taught us. We had a little hap shawl class with her, so that was really cool. She brought some books to sell, and then we also met with Eva, who is the Scottish Yarn Festival, and she also created this yarn, and this is 80% Shetland, 20% Cheviot. A lot of the wools over there are blended with Cheviot, just because it's a nice luster, and look at the tone. So I was going to make a hap shawl with this, and the hap shawl is a a very traditional style shawl. And what else we saw? Chris at the Garth Croft, and he showed us he's bringing back the sheep, all the Shetland colors. There's over 30 colors of Shetland naturally, so he's trying to bring them back because they got so overwhelmed with white sheep. So they're trying to bring them back because it's important to keep the natural, the original species, keep it, closer to the cool colors. And he actually sells the fleece online. Like he does a little bit of business. He says he sends most of it to California. He does ship to Canada. So that was really cool. And he's also an archaeologist. So he was our guide on a couple trips. God, he has just had so much information. He was such a great storyteller. And we did a few little ferry trips between Shetland and Yell and Unst to go all the way up to the north end of all the islands. We did not get to Fair Isle. Fair Isle, I don't know why, right now is closed to tourists and stuff, but it's quite a longer ferry ride going the other way, going south of Shetland. But if you ever get to go to Shetland, it was amazing. Yes, there's no trees. There's a few in some of the inlets sort of protected because of the wind. It's pretty intense, but they have beautiful gardens and flowers, and you don't notice the loss of trees. Like, it's just this rolling green, and there's sheep everywhere. And they kind of share the pasturing with neighbors, and they all work together to gather the sheep and do shearing. And they were shearing now in July, which is funny because in Canada we shear in May, no later than May, because our sheep get too hot. But Shetland kind of runs from the temperature from, they don't get much colder than 1 degree, and they don't get much warmer than ever 18 degrees all year round, 12 months of the year. They don't really get snow because the North Atlantic is never frozen, but they have a big fishing industry out there. Food was amazing. So yeah, what an incredible trip. I'm definitely going to see if I can look into going to Wool Week with a gang of us. So if you're interested, sign up on the newsletter and we'll keep you in the loop. Anyways, what a trip. Enjoy the photos. They're all on Instagram. I still think I have a few more to load from, I think, the art galleries that I was at. I was at the Modern 1 and the Modern 2 in Edinburgh. And the Modern 2 gallery had an entire show of women in revolt, I think it was called. And it was a show about women and art, and actually women just trying to survive as stay-at-home moms, being forced to, like, no nursing, no nursery schools, no everything from like the 70s and 80s. It got to me because I had postpartum depression very badly when my first was born, and my husband worked all the time, and I didn't have anyone to help and had no family around me. I was living in the middle of the city. It was bad. It was a few years bad of it, and the depression was tricky. So it was a little triggering watching and reading and listening to the film stories and seeing the artwork. It was amazing, but stronger for it, right? Anyways, take care, and we'll see you at the shop sometime. Bye.